Hey, whack people. This is the OCT, Octavius Haye, and I want to thank you for tuning in to our page today. We greatly appreciate it. If you are listening to the podcast, you can also find it on Podbean. The link will be in the description. And if you listen to our music, you can also listen on SoundCloud and DatPiff. Both links will be in the description also. And as always, please remember to like the video, leave a comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification button so you're informed every time we drop new content. Now enjoy this whack wisdom. I am whacking off.
It's the WaCCast podcast, yeah.
Talk whack to me, talk whack to me,
yeah.
Talk whack to me, talk whack
It's
to me.
the WaCCast podcast, yeah.
We talk whack right now, we talk whack right now, we talk whack right now, we talk whack right now.
Yo. What up?
What is up, whack people? Oh my God, hello everybody. Thank you for listening. I hope everything is amazing for you all as always. That's right. I am your host, Honorable OCT Octavius Haye, along with my co-host, the emboldened E-Rob.
You hear that?
And you are listening to the WaCCast podcast. E, how you doing, man?
You feeling a little saucy? I'm feeling it, yeah.
I don't know what that accent is, but are you ready to talk whack today?
Let's talk whack to him.
Let's talk whack to him, man. Alright, so E, we have to start off. Travis Scott went ahead and did an interview with Charlamagne Tha God, pretty much to, give his side of the count that night, and, also apologize and just try to show that he is sympathetic and does care. Give his feelings out there about the whole situation with the concert, Astroworld, and the people that died and were hurt. What was your take on the interview?
He did it, but it still kind of felt a little forced, still too early and stuff for me. All right, don't know if he should have just went on, but I feel like he's hit. His career has just taken such a hard hit with this that he had. I feel like he probably felt the need to have to say some more stuff.
Nah, definitely. I feel the same. I actually don't feel exactly the same. I feel like he could have come out and said something. I just think he needed to be more prepared. It seemed like he didn't really know how to talk. He was kind of stumbling over a lot of his words. Wasn't really able to get his whole sentence out or his whole point across. It was like he would say things like, that's just, what we want. We just want goodness and positivity and the vibe. It's like say a lot of stuff without really saying nothing.
Yeah.
And I think, to me at least, it came across that I do feel like he cares, but I don't think he's looking good right now still.
Yeah, I felt like he was a little bit shaken up still, the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it was. That's the best way to describe it. He was shaking up still. And that's how he was dressing it. But yeah, what you feel about
And then
go ahead.
the other part is he said he tried to go to Coachella or something, and he's like, I'll even do it for free, and they still denied him.
He's been denied right now. I think they took one of his documentaries off or something on Hulu or Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
Astroworld in Hell.
Hey, I just watched it. I watched it as soon as it happened, and I was like, this is the same imagery. This is the same kind of imagery.
Yeah, he's being canceled. I think he got a couple sponsors or whatever that pulled back from him. Deals he's doing. So I think it's hidden. You think that this is the end of Travis Scott?
Man, this is a huge hit. And I guess when they on you, they on you. When they off you, they want you off. Man, you seeing what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's the end though. I think it's just in the moment. I think I said the last time we talked about this too. I think people are picking on him way too much. He did not go there wishing harm on anybody. If you want to say should have had more security, should have had this, should have had that, that's fine. You're right. In hindsight, you're right. after the fact, yes, of course. Now that it's already happened, we can say what should have been done. But wouldn't nobody have said anything before that? If nothing had happened, you would have never ever said you need to do this, you need to do this beforehand. These things have to happen for us to realize, okay, there was a flaw in this system. Maybe we did invite too many people. Like I said, you shouldn't just dismiss it and just be like, oh, it's okay, he'll learn. Of course you gotta say stuff, of course you should criticize, but people acting like, do you think he meant to have these people die? That's just my whole point. He did not mean to have these people die. So let's try to see what we need to do. And he even said in the interview, he's like, I want to work on like trying to fix it and make it better. He said he didn't know exactly what to do. He was saying things like, you know, they got the watches that can monitor your heart rate when you exercise, and maybe they can have something like that, you know, if you buy a ticket that keep track of you, so if something happen or whatever, people can locate you and find you if you pass out or whatever. So I think, you know, he does want to do stuff. Nobody wants this on their name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, changes are coming for whatever this concert, you know what I'm saying, going hard at a rock concert, whatever. There's limitations I feel like are about to be put on now after this.
Yeah, it'll never be the same again probably for a lot of people.
This was such a big highlighted show, and to have this happen, yeah.
Now, Charlamagne asked him a question in the interview towards the end, and I thought it was actually something to think about. So he asked him, he said, if all the families don't forgive you, will you ever be able to forgive yourself? And, you know, Travis Scott was like, nah. But I thought about that, and I said, well, should he be able to forgive it? Even if just one of the families doesn't forgive him, does that mean he can't forgive himself? What do you think, E?
It's just tough, because the whole thing was called See You on the Other Side. What were you implying? What was your artistic vision? You know what I mean?
Wait, what was called See You on the Other Side? His album?
Yeah, something was in that. Yeah, that was the label of something on there, bro. See You on the Other Side.
Well, he didn't say that after. He said that before anybody died.
It was labeled that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
Right, but he didn't say that. He said that before they died. He didn't know he was going to die when he said that.
Yeah, so I guess that's where the guilt comes in.
Right.
He did this. He had all this imagery. He had all this going. Now you got bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Would you be able to forgive yourself if something like that happened?
That's so bad.
And the family didn't forgive you?
That's not really on him. Like, it happened, but it's not really on him, no.
Yeah, see, I think the same way. I would, of course, always be sympathetic to the family, understanding to the family, compassionate. But at some point, I think I would forgive myself, because that wasn't my. First of all, it wasn't on me. But even if you want to put that on me, that wasn't my intent. Other people came and went wild and crazy, and maybe I do promote us getting a little hype, but I never promote stomping people or, you know, jumping on top of people or people pass. I don't promote that. And he actually has stopped at other shows before and said, get this person some help. So I don't think that he should just beat himself up over it for the rest of his life. For right now, it's still fresh. So of course, right now you got to take it in and learn from it and be sympathetic and try to, whatever it is to heal. But 30 years from now, should he still think he's the worst person ever? No, you can forgive yourself for something while still being sympathetic and still caring. That doesn't mean you don't care anymore.
And he's just in a tough spot right now, and he's just going through it. So
yeah, very, very.
I won't say his career's over. I cannot just say that,
I think his music boring anyway, so I ain't like a fan of him. But a lot of people like him, so I don't think his career is over either. I think if anything, this is probably gonna make it like his real fans go even harder for him.
Right.
Like to double down or try to make up for like the bad press. They're gonna try to go extra hard to make good press for him. So I think he'll be alright. Just gotta ride this wave out and maybe have some talking points next time.
Right, bro.
So you're not stumbling over your words and stuff like that.
And even the first one was the same kind of thing. Like, maybe this was too much. Hey, bro.
Rubbing his forehead off.
This is some serious talk you have to have with people right now, man. So you got to come correct.
Exactly. That's the thing. You got to come correct when you're talking about stuff like this. You got to be able to, if you can't address it like that, then, just release statements. Just release positive statements.
Man.
You know, if you know you're not able to speak like that in that way, whether it's because you're just not good at talking publicly or it's just weighing on you too heavy at the time, you know, just put out your statements and show through actions. You know, put out releases of things you're trying to do, people you're trying to work with. You know, that's another way to, you know, let people know that you care and that you're trying to make things right or do better for the next time. Indeed, man. Another crazy thing that happened to a celebrity this past week. Pretty much right after we talked about it, maybe the same day or the day before we put out the episode of last week, Jussie Smollet was found guilty of lying on a hate crime. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he was found guilty. E-Rob, are you surprised?
Not surprised, you know. Only thing is, like, I said some harsh stuff last time. Like, maybe he should have been to jail, whatever. But all I feel like, this is where the cancel should come in. I wouldn't watch any of his stuff or anything because he's kind of a goof. But other than that, bruh, the laws take its course. Like, people lie all the time and get away with it, especially. So, like, it was dumb, but, like, man, it's kind of just...
Yeah, and I agree. I think it was dumb. But I think we talked about this last time, too. Just have him pay a fine or, you know, pay a fine and do some community service.
It's almost like a no harm, no foul. Nobody was really harmed or anything. All right. Yeah, we had to call the cops. Some time was wasted. That was... Just let him see his idiocy and then let him move on, man.
Yeah, but you think he's going to get any work after this? I mean, we talked about this last time saying no, but I believe it. I don't think he get no work.
Find something else, man. Like, nah.
Maybe some behind the scenes stuff, but I don't know if anybody want him on front and camera. Maybe Tyler Perry will hire him. Tyler Perry seems to hire everybody. That's where you need to go. You need to go to Bruh. Try to get a job on Bro, whatever it is. Go to the Tyler Perry Network.
BET.
BET, the Tyler Perry Network.
They got something for you.
Definitely, man. But he's planning to appeal it. So he's not done just yet. He's planning to appeal this decision, and so he can be found not guilty. Do you think that he should appeal it, or do you think that he should just let it go? It's already been embarrassing enough. You know, what you thinking, man?
Well, just his mind state. I feel like he's gonna, as far as this can go, is whatever. Can I make this, stretch this moment even further? Straight, you know what I'm saying?
Never surrender.
One more fight, one more thing, you know. So at first he had, you know, and this would have been over, but you know, COVID and all that had to push it further and further, and
right.
It's making this last a little bit longer.
It is, and it's embarrassing, but I mean, at this point, you can't be like, all right, I did it. All right, I lied. You gotta ride that mug till the wheels fall off. You gotta just be like, yep, I was attacked by two people I thought was MAGA. You gotta just say that lie forever.
Man, so
tell that story forever.
Now he's making me want to do time when we have to go through this again and again. You know what I'm saying? When you want to keep saying this,
he gonna fight for life, never surrender.
Oh, man.
What you gonna do about it, E? You can't be mad at the man for not.
I'm canceling him for myself, bro. That's it. I'm not watching no more of this.
You don't watch no more Empire?
Nah, I wasn't watching him.
Exactly.
And
so
even on the show, he was already acting goofy on the show too, bro. I was like, he's not even acting. This is just this guy right here, bro.
Oh yeah, he wasn't a professional singer. That's some acting. I don't know. All I know is I ain't mad at you, Jussie, but maybe you should just let this one go. I would just drop the appeals thing, bro. You're not getting an appeal. It's too much evidence against you. Too much back and forth right before the attack. He was texting them. Right after the attack, he was texting them. Just too much of a coincidence. Just stop it. But if he is really innocent, like what if he is really innocent? Then I guess he would want to clear his name. This is an embarrassing thing to be accused of.
Yes, that's why I think he should just take the time and, you know, keep it pushing or whatever comes next, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we tend to believe I think we both tend to side with the verdict of guilty that was put on him. So I think both be like, bro, just let it go. But he can't do it. Something in him. He got some type of fight in him. Just can't. He He is the gay Tupac after all. We gotta remember that. So that may have something to do with it.
Do you believe whack people? I don't know. I don't know.
That's what he said, E. He said it. I don't think he would lie. Speaking of not lying, or if we know or don't know if somebody's lying, Troy Ave was on Akademiks podcast off the record, and I gotta say, Troy Ave kind of turned me around. I was not the biggest Troy Ave fan.
Average.
At Troy Average, I like 2 of his songs, but other than that, I just something about dude. I didn't like his face. I didn't like the way he talked. I didn't like the way he act. Everything about him bugged me. But on this interview, it kind of came off as relatable. What did you think about the interview?
I thought it was pretty insightful. He talked about his come up, just the industry, and pretty much told his story of how he went to jail and his whole case. You know what I mean? So I was glad. It gave me clarity on him and just the whole thing. And one of the quotes, "Streets is a myth." I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he said he was hitting the Soulja Boy kind of on that, where he was like, I was the first rapper to do this, the first rapper to do that.
Yeah, so he does have an arrogance about himself, you know. So.
Yeah, but I think what I liked about this interview is that he was just answering directly. A lot of the other interviews that I've heard, whether it was on Breakfast Club, Drink Champs, it's always kind of vague and always going around with the question, not really answering what they saying, especially when it comes to if he was a snitch or not. And this time he straight up was like, no, I didn't snitch. The only thing I said was already public record. He said Taxstone snitched because Taxstone's lawyer was reaching out saying that Troy did all these illegal activities. So he's saying Tax was a snitch. Now I came into, I guess, their beef as a Taxstone fan. So when I see Taxstone's in prison and Troy's not, and on the video we see Troy's the one shooting, we see Troy shooting on the video. I think it's a video of Tax shooting too. But we see Troy shooting. I'm like, well, how is Troy not in prison? I automatically assume he's a snitch. Then he being all vague about talking about it when anybody asked him. So I started to have a little issue with him there. But yeah, though, he kind of touched down all of that as far as it was self-defense. He took that gun from somebody else. He was actually shot in the video. He said he was actually shot in the video. You can see it's like blood stains or whatever on his legs. So what'd you think about that, just as far as that case, E?
Yeah, so didn't really know too much about it. I seen the video, and it looked kind of. It was a funny video, looking video. Let's just be honest. I laughed the first time I seen it. He's just coming out, and then he's, it's not even. He said it's not even his gun. You know.
Right. So he beat the dude up and took his gun.
So I'm like, what?
He kind of made himself seem like an action hero or something.
Right.
He beat the dude up and then he took his gun
and then shot it.
And
then walked out, and it's all on camera.
With your leg shot, and he just walking around cool.
And then he's New Pac. Remember him saying he got that? Now he's that. You know
he was definitely thugging, right? He was like super thug, like the way he the streets, like. And then I whooped that dude, and then I took his gun and I shot at the nigga, and I got shot, but I was shooting to the club. It's like, golly. Dude was like a real life action star.
So just having that clarity, like, lots happened, and lots of time has passed too. This was a while ago.
It was a while ago, and Tax is still in jail, and he's still not. But he said he paid his bail, and maybe, I guess, I don't know if he was alluding to the fact that maybe, or alluding to that, not the fact that maybe Tax can't afford to pay his bail, or maybe it's the same situation where he said Troy Ave said he was in jail for 2 months before he paid his bail because they wouldn't give him a bail. Maybe they just won't give Taxstone a bail. But it's like, why won't Tax get a bail if they both were shooting?
Yeah, he mentioned that. Just said New York system is what it is. Could have paid out. He had the money, and they said just wouldn't give him a price or give him a bail number or something like that. So. But
eventually he got one. Why don't they give one to Tax? See, that's what makes it seem like snitching. But he said he wasn't snitching, and we don't have I guess there's federal paperwork. If we wanted to do more research on it, we would, but I probably won't. But yeah, though, came off as real cool. He also had some words for Casanova, man.
Now, what happened with him and Casanova?
I don't know. I think it had something to do with the shooting as well. I think Casanova may have been siding with Tax on it. And I guess he said he punked Cass and called him Astroworld and Ratstone.
He clearly feels a way about both these guys still, so.
Yeah, so he does not like them. But yeah, I guess they had a falling out. I guess just what he would consider Casanova being fake, only from his side of the story. We don't have Cass's side. At least I don't. If Cass has said anything, I haven't heard it. So yeah, it just seems like he needed to do this. At least come out and tell his side, and have the people understand him, where he coming from. Because right now he was looking bad, in my opinion. I know he still had his fans. He was looking bad to me.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the main thing that got me on the interview. It was probably his insights on just how the come up was for him. Having to go to Texas. He said he had linked up with Lil Flip and some other guys, and he's actually been on it for a while on this music scene, trying to get his stuff up, and how just the independent life and grind is, and like independent success versus commercial success. They touched on a lot of those topics.
Yeah, I like that too. I like when he was talking about he may have sold like, what he said, 10,000 his first week, but he got 100% of the profits.
All right.
And they was really breaking it down how when you get your advances, your studio time is paid for by the label, promotions paid for by the label, radio advertisements or advertisement on streaming services all paid for by the label. So by the time the album come out, you in the negative with the label, so you're not getting any of that money from the album, unless you're just selling big numbers like Drake. But yeah, most people not. And so they was really talking about how the label trick you, and they make you spend money at places to run up your budget, so you can never recoup.
And also one of the biggest things that he mentioned, because we talk about the awards and how they're unfair. Like Akademiks, you need to just make your own awards and just give them out as you see it. You know what I'm saying? You do what you do. You have insights on this hip hop stuff. Make your own awards and say, forget everybody else's, BET, Grammy, etc. Make your own and just hold it. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he follows through on that. I thought that was a great idea.
We have our awards coming up.
Ours coming up, man.
In 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah, not next week. 2 weeks. We got the Wackies.
So we'll have
our awards. We'll be coming up with our own categories in the Wackies. I don't think I've listened to really too many albums all the way through this year. But I do want to do a best album of the year. But anyway,
we're gonna step it up from last year. It's best believe that.
You have to make some music too.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the topic. He's right. Yeah, a lot of what they were talking about is just like self-ownership. It's always like that. Going out and getting it done yourself, being your own boss. And if you see something's not being done right, you create your own. Make a new lane for that.
You're the artist and the media now. This is all that's coming too. All right, we do it in all. We ain't just doing one piece. We doing the whole shebang-a-bang, right?
You see, and that's why I like Act, because Act promotes that. And I don't know, and that's why I understand why you don't like Act.
He's growing on me slowly, bro. All right, all right.
Act promotes that. He promotes I was a dude who I didn't go through traditional media to get big. I just recorded myself. He said he used to record himself in between his breaks at work when he worked at Sprint or whatever, Verizon. In between his breaks, he would go record a little 6-10 minute video and just hustle and made his own lane. And I respect that, man. And people say they don't like what Act talk about, but don't put it out there. That's my thing. Don't put it out there if you don't like people.
And this is what made this interview such an interesting thing, because for a while you didn't like Troy Ave in it. Troy Ave and Act on the same set, on the same thing. I sent him this. He didn't even tell me, but I told him we talking about this, so...
I know, right? That's what's crazy is that I didn't even put that together. But yeah, the dude that you wanted to fight and the dude I wanted to fight on the thing together.
And they mentioned that. He said $1 million, I'll do the celebrity. That might happen. I'm not putting that off.
So you still want to fight?
Hey, if that's the price,
you gonna spend $1 million just to fight this dude?
Hey, mate, I can't say that I would.
Oh my God. Let's hope that
on the record, alright? I'm already on the record saying I'm ready to go.
You are on the record.
I'm ready.
See, you messing up opportunities. What if
Hey.
I'm gonna have to drop you, man. Hey, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I love you, bro. We can work. Me and you can be off on the record, bro. Come on. We can be off the record, on the record, on the record, off the record. Have a go.
Oh, that's pretty whack. That's alright though. That's alright.
This nigga ain't got nothing. I don't even know this dude. But yeah, though. So you said, I gotta ask, man. You think that you and Troy are the same person, man? You think you and Troy are?
Similarities. I feel like he's got the New Yorkish that I don't have as much of. When that comes back, when I have the West Side kind of programming ish. And and he came up in the South too. So it's like he understands some of the Southern shit too, and just how it gets to music. You know what I mean? It gets to music eventually.
I don't know, man. I was watching the interview. I didn't pick up the Troy with you, man. You know, I picked up Travis more with you.
What? Huh?
Yeah, man. I picked up more Travis, man.
That's interesting.
I was like, I can kind of see I can see if he was in a situation like something like crazy and he had to talk about an interview. I can see it kind of going like this.
No. That's if I ain't ready. See, I don't think I would go on there unprepared like that. I would have to have something ready. Hey, write this ready. Write a script. Write something. Like, hey, let me get the questions going beforehand. Let me know what I'm saying, especially if it's serious. Cause that's the thing that was crazy about that. But yeah. But I guess, you know, sometimes we see ourselves a little differently than others. As far as Troy, it's just, I guess his ability to not care what people think. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I take off that too. Right?
All right. You know, I do say I took from the interview that maybe we shouldn't jump to just whatever we hear about Troy, which I try not to do, but I guess because I didn't like him, I just wanted to hear the negative. I never questioned it. But you know what, Troy? I'm gonna be fair to you, man. I'm gonna look into stuff before I start judging. You know, because he had an answer for stuff like the rumors of him threatening journalists who didn't like his music. He gave it answers and stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe it's not. Maybe everything ain't the way I thought it was, and maybe my bias towards the people you was going against, Taxstone, is what made me just automatically call you the boogeyman, and Joe Budden too, because I like Joe Budden as well.
And just on the whack wisdom tip, this is just how it is a lot of times. Things are like easy to hate and harder to understand. Take some of the time to understand them. It might not be such a bad thing. You might, especially when we're dealing with people. All right, they're just people too. All right.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Good way to end that one, bro. Before we go, we got to talk about our case, the case of the show, the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion case, because it's going down right now. You know, as we're recording this, the social media sites giving updates. So they went to court and pretty much came out and said, officer testified that Meg told that officer that Tory was shooting at her feet and telling her to dance. You know, like the old Western stuff, the cowboys, dance for me, pop, pop, pop. And you jumping up and down, which is, you know, it's kind of funny. If it's true, it's messed up, but, you know, just that description is kind of funny. What's your take on that, E?
Does it
dance
change,
for me?
Does it change anything? Dance. Like I said, I feel like it might be a little bit of it just adds character to this whole case.
Character.
Why did you do that, Tory? Well, you know.
Well, they said he was intoxicated. That's always a reason. If you're drunk, you'll do some stuff like that. Especially Tory. I can definitely see Canadian Tory doing that. I feel like when he drinks, the Canadian comes out.
You know, that short guy rage.
I
can see that too.
It was also said that she told the police officers that he was begging her, he was apologizing and said please don't tell, and that he told the police officers he was just trying to protect his girl, which I guess may have been the other girl in the car who was supposed to be Meg's friend, who they said was also liking on Tory. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe he was saying he was trying to protect her. Maybe Meg and her big giant rage started to attack that girl or something. I don't know.
I don't think we'll know the true thing just because of how it went down. And even when it first happened, she didn't say anything at first. It was that quietness, and everybody's got to get their story aligned and stuff.
Right.
So now this comes out, the dance.
So the other girl that was in there, who I guess was Meg's friend, Kelsey Nicole, she came out and she said, I'm not worried about no NDA, this real life-ish. NDA ain't stopping anyone. Trust me, my time to speak is coming. Let's let them get all their stories out. I'm the one with nothing to hide or lie about. Difference between me and them, celebrities will do and say whatever to save face. So I guess she's accusing both Tory and Meg of lying. So there's gonna be another side to the story possibly, man. So I guess that's what to come. I mean, that's what we have coming. I think the case is gonna be in January.
So it just keeps that'll be keep going on for a while, you know.
What do you think about that, man? You think that seems like she coming for both of them? What you think is going on?
And then we always get these third parties who end up getting attention from this kind of stuff, like.
Oh, like her?
Yeah, that's just an example, but I feel like this happens a lot, you know?
Yeah, it does happen a lot.
High-end profile stuff, and you're just there, and now you're in the middle of it, and now you're kind of a 15-minute type celebrity just because of this.
50.
You know, a microwave one, just a quick heat up.
Well, I guess to be fair to her, she hasn't really been saying too much, and she's been very silent, and it's been more people saying things about her. So I guess,
Yeah.
I think she's saying her time to talk means she's going to be brought up to testify.
And who's to say that they didn't tell her to be quiet at the start and paid her
Right.
off a little bit, you know what I mean? Now it's just...
Well, she said NDA don't mean nothing, so that means she don't care about being paid off. She said she want all them to tell their story so that they can't take it back when she called them out for lying, I guess. Tory said it was 45 minutes of his lawyer talking, and they not saying what really happened. And he said he need them to really report what happened in there. So Tory feel like stuff still being withheld, I guess to prove his innocence or whatever. They said it was contradictory evidence that his lawyer presented.
And the facts that come out even I felt like this just feels like it's painting Tory to be a certain way. All right.
Nah, definitely, man. Well, that's what the case is for. Meg just graduated, so aside from this craziness, congratulations to Meg for graduating from college while also having a very successful music career. Let's hope that she didn't wrongfully frame innocent black brother.
Yeah.
Even if he is from Canada. And we love Canada, so that's just jokes. I love Canada. I don't know about some people.
I don't hate Canada. They alright.
All right. I think that's the show. E, you got anything else to say before we go?
Nope.
All right, then. Well, if that's it, want to thank you all for tuning in, taking in this whack wisdom. We hope that you return next week to get those nuggets, and then the week after that to get a little bit more of this whack wisdom. And if that's it, this is the WaCCast podcast, and we are whacking off.
Whack off.
It's the WaCCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to me.
the WaCCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.